what is actually happening. I'm driving behind a LaFerrari and a P1 GTR, having just passed an F50 on a race circuit in my Ford GT. Hi guys, I'm Shmi, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me on a beautiful day here with SupercarDriver for the secret meet, which is not so secret. Take a look around us. Today is all about the Hypercars, F40 Competizione, CLK GTR, Bugatti EB110, SLR Sterling Moss. Look at this. The Hypercars extend and extend. 50 plus Hypercars taking part in the parade. We're about to jump on board my Ford GT. We're also going to go out for Hypercar track sessions here at Donington Park with some of these cars. Over there at the back, we've got an F1 GTR, Bugatti Chiron Sport, Maserati MC12, over 20 F40s, over 15 Carrera GTs, all here with SCD today. Let's have a very quick look before hopping into the GT to go out for the parade. How about that for an arrival? The McLaren F1 GTR heads to pole position in front of the CLK GTR, one of my favourite cars in the world, and the only one in blue, in the navy blue, the F40 that is burbling away like mad alongside me. And if that view wasn't good enough, have a look this way. The SLR Sterling Moss, that's also here from Mechatronic, like the CLK GTR, the Bugatti EB110 SS. Let's have a quick run through here. Koenigsegg CCXR Edition, Porsche Carrera GT, McLaren Elva, Lamborghini Reventon Roadster, one of only 15. That is the only CLK 63 Black Series that they made, belongs to Mechatronic, first time it's ever made an appearance. Ferrari Enzo, Porsche 918 Spider, Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato Volante, Lanzante P1 GTR, we've got the Lexus LFA, we've got the Ford GTs, my car is just waiting for us just over there, CLK 63 Black Series, oh there's a Spiker here, always super cool, Noble M600, look at this, another Carrera GT, 918 Spider, lovely Ferrari 599 GTO, the M600 just here, if we keep coming on through, we've got the Mosler just there, Carrera GTs, Ford GTs, this goes on and on and on like you wouldn't believe. There's an Aston Martin 177 and a GT12 just over that away, Ford GTs, actually we've got the Singer revving away there. Oh, nice new GT4 RS, Carrera GT, Vantage V550, LaFerrari Aperta, in fact 2 LaFerrari Apertas. Look at this, it just goes on and on and on and on and on, everywhere. And then over here are all of the Ferraris, the F40s, the F50s, the Enzos, there are 288 GTOs, Monza, Pagani Huayra just there, next to the, I think that's Cerulean Blue 918. This is just out of this world. This is one of the most surreal views I have ever seen. And we're about to go out for the parade before we have some track sessions. SLR Roadster, Murcielago, RGT, that's cool, Huayras, just goes on and on and on and on. Bugatti Chiron Sport is just there. Right, I think I need to get back to my car to get lined up for this. We will shortly be going out for some laps in the GT here at Donington Park, which will actually be the 9th circuit that this car has been around. We'll talk more about that in a moment though. For the time being, let me get ready to head on out with this in a second to go and join this parade of epic proportions. All right, sounds good. This is just unbelievable. It's time to roll on out then. So here we go, and perhaps I've made one little mistake because we're not in track mode. We're not in track mode at the moment. Oh well, it will be what it will be. We'll regroup with everyone, just looking at this view ahead. Look up in front of us and wait for the moment when we dip down through the valley here, because this is going to be truly, truly stunning. Wow, 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 wow. My word. Yeah, you don't see views like that very often. You do not see views like that very often at all. What is this? Craziness. Absolute craziness. This is just surreal. Yes, it's parade pace, it's not race pace. Turns out it's quite decent parade pace. Look at the braking up ahead of us, all of the cars behind an LFA. As we come to the chicane. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Double Black Series, CLK and my GT. We've been lined up. I'm going to drop this into track mode quickly. There we go. Because it seems that we're all off. Look at this. you ever seen a view like that on a racetrack? Look up ahead, the F1 GTR, the F40, CLK GTR, EB110, Sterling Moss, CCX, Carrera GT. This is out of this world. I can't quite get my head around this. Looking up ahead of us. Just extraordinary. I'm going to pull to the side because over my shoulder comes the Lanzante P1 GTR. Oh wow. I mean, this doesn't normally happen. I've got another Ford GT over my shoulder now. This is not normal. For doing a parade lap, this is actually fabulous. We've got the rawness and the old school nature of the M600 ahead. We've got a unique one-off car right alongside us. We've got the Rebington Roadster just up there as we go over some of the curves. A little bit of shuffling around with the cars as we make our way around the Donington Park loop. We're going to come past the Rebington. Madness. Absolute madness. Enzo as well. The sound of that. We are surrounded by some of the greatest cars in the world. McLaren Elva 918 Carrera GT. Oh, that's brave. Elva with no helmet, no glasses. Can't see a whole lot, I would imagine. This is where we just take a moment to take it all in. In front of me, CGT, M600, SLR Sterling Moss, then Koenigsegg CCXR, EB110, CLK GTR, F40 Competizione. Now that is a view. Oh, I didn't realise up front we have the CLK GTR 911 GT1, the Maserati MC12 out there at the front of the pack. They joined, I guess, after the first little stretch. Now we're around to the start straight. I think they're going to line us all up for some photos. And what incredible photos these are going to be with all of these cars. I mean, it can't really get a whole lot better than this. Just kind of got to filter out and see where they put us, how they do this. We've ended up quite near the front. Hey, that feels pretty special. All right then, Hypercars as far as the eyes can see. This is a sea, literally, of Hypercars. The most phenomenal of views. My GT Black Series just back here. Hadn't spotted the SF90 before, the Vulcan back there as well. I mean, this is unlike anything else. This is totally, totally amazing. Only at the STD secret meet. And as I was saying, right underneath the flight path of East Midlands Airport as well. It seems that they're rolling us out. So we've got the engines firing up. Some of the race cars obviously getting boosted. It's a 911 GT1, CLK GTR, F1, F40, MC12. This is all bizarre, absolutely bizarre. And this is before we do the actual track laps. I don't know if I've ever been surrounded by so many literal hypercars in one place in the same way we are now. Not like that. That's the Maserati. I could rev, but you don't really hear it in comparison. Wow. Time for everybody to go. Race cars first, road hypercars next. Wow. Merging us in. Down towards the track exit. I mean, Very few words. Very, very few words. I want to see who goes out on track after for the actual track sessions and what those are going to be like. But this has set the benchmark very, very, very high. Very high with all of this. We are back in from the parade, which means it is time to go out in a second for some track laps in a little bit more anger. But very quickly, do check out the new GT designs in the Cheers by Shmee150 shop. This and plenty more, featuring some of the Shmeemobiles and some of your favourite cars as well, all in the Cheers shop now. So do go have a look at that. The link is down below, cheers.shmee150.com, to see what else we've got. For now though, let me get geared up, helmet back on, and we'll go out and do some laps in the GT here at Donington. Let's do this. It is time, and obviously the first thing is that we need to go down into track mode. One, because it's cool, and two, because we're driving on a racetrack. So into drive, I need to get my head quickly back around all the settings and everything in here. But everything is emptied out. I haven't driven this on track for a while, to be honest. Past the MC12, up past a casual F40. I think I go this way, through the paddock area, and we'll go get lined up and ready for this. Now, one thing that's quite funny about the Ford GT is that to put a helmet on, I need to lean the seat back massively, because otherwise I don't fit. And anybody even a touch taller than me would have a major problem with that, because my head is like on the ceiling, it's on the roof, which means I kind of need all of this down a little bit and shuffled and moved around. There we go, pull it a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way through, and in a moment it's gonna be time for Ford GT laps here at Donington, past the F1 GTR. It is ridiculous that there is a McLaren F1 GTR just chilling there. It is totally ridiculous. It is track session time. I'm behind a 918 Spider and a LaFerrari. In front of those was a Carrera GT and an F40 for an actual track session. This is monstrous. So through we go, down the pit lane. Oh, we do actually have a green light already. I need to get my gloves on. Always just prefer driving with gloves when I've got an Alcantara steering wheel. So let's get these on. There we go. All right. LaFerrari picking up a passenger. My goodness, am I actually doing this? Is this Hypercar track time? With this little lineup? Are you for real? Oh, gotta show the wristbands. All right. Out we go. Now, I do have the LaFerrari right behind me, and I kind of want to enjoy being behind it for a moment. So I'm just going to take this super, super, super easily, let him come sailing by. Okay, we've got a fairly empty track. Obviously cold Cup 2s, we've got some good tread available though. But how often are you on a racetrack in a Ford GT chasing a LaFerrari? Ford versus Ferrari, although I will say the driver of the LaFerrari is a friend who is a bit more skilled behind the wheel on a racetrack than I am, so yes, I expect him to be off into the distance in no time. Oh my word, there's an F50 ahead. This is one of the coolest moments I've ever had in my life. I'm chasing a LaFerrari and an F50 around Donington Park. I should really be going manual, shouldn't I? Put on the gear. Driven past an F50 on a racetrack. I never thought that would happen. So we come to the chicane. In the sunshine. It's absurd that SupercarDriver pulled this off. Oh, I've got a little error. We're going to have to go into the pit lane for a moment and just drop it in and out of race mode. Oh, that is immensely frustrating. What's happened here? Just pull in for a second, pull over to the side. I think it just needs to be lifted and then drop back down again for a moment. Let's just try this. There we go, back into drive. The car seems happier. Down the pit lane we go. Out on track, M600, very cool. So then, Ford GT, let's not have any more suspension fishiness. Oh wow, that pops and bangs with flames out the back. That was cool. Proper challenge to drive a car on track like that, manual gearbox. Oh, okay, thank you very much. This car on track is fabulous. It's genuinely fabulous. Absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, it's decided to limp mode on me. It's decided to limp mode on me. I'm going to give it one more go. Maybe I need to drive in sport mode. But the car is basically saying no. That's full power. Unfortunately. What is going on with this? There's only one hypercar session today, so I certainly don't want to waste it any more than I need to. But this is having a bit of a fit. So, into park, engine off, put it through a bit of a cycle, get it running again. At least track mode held up that time. Seems to be good. Let's hope. Let's hope. There's an SF90 in front. Come on, Ford GT. Work with me here. A bit more heat into the tyres now. Something coming in hot. I might just slightly short shift just to be on the safe side because of whatever's going on. SF90 and an SLR. We go through. Thank you, sir. This is ridiculous. Down the straight, there's another F40 in front of me. And the CLK Black Series race car. This is fun. I've got a friend in a Ford GT behind who's much faster than I am as well. So I'm going to pull to the right, let them go through. I think that's not in track mode because the wing is down. It's an unusual approach. Maybe it's in velocity mode. Shoots up under the heavy braking for the air brake. the GT also has quite a lot of racing experience. And there's the F50. LaFerrari is on a cool down, but I'm okay with that because being behind a LaFerrari on a racetrack is magical. Thank you. Totally ridiculous. Lanzante P1 GTR. I was going to have a cool down, but I might just be changing my mind. Because that's not normal. That's not normal at all. What is actually happening? I'm driving behind a LaFerrari and a P1 GTR, having just passed an F50 on a race circuit in my Ford GT. This is a dream. I think it's time to cool it down again. I think it's time to just back off a notch and let... Oh, there's another LaFerrari behind me. Say, catch my breath, really. This is the most surreal track experience of my life. On circuit with some of this stuff. Let this LaFerrari come straight through. Let him have the line. There we go. Another whiz behind the wheel with some racing experience. I shouldn't want to try and keep up, but I'll have to do a full cool down lap at some point. That's also in Rosso Fuoco. It looks stunning. I guess this is probably the only YouTube channel where you'll have the colour names of cars being called out during a fairly fast-paced track lap. That's a car effect. Yeah, the LaFerrari pulls away from me down the straights fairly obviously. I don't know if I'd be able to keep up. I mean, I think on paper, the lap is always going to win that one. Do we have 2 laps? 2 laps? Together? We've got the lap and an SLR. Also notice that I've kept traction control on throughout, just because in a car like this I'm not taking chances, especially with the other cars around me. And I'm very pleased to see that temperatures have stayed quite in check. A couple of obviously small cool down sections managed to mean that this thing has stayed with me all the way. I'll be able to go past the CLK Black Series. Through the chicane. Okay, I guess this is going to be the end for me. That's a Carrera GT. I keep saying it's going to be the end for me. One day it actually will be the end for me. That was unreal. That was actually unreal. I think 2 or 3 LaFerraris, F50s, F40s. I've not experienced something like this. while this might not be the fastest car in the world, the Senna would run rings around it. From an experience point of view, that was the way to do it. The other Ford GT totally on it, and then just enjoying everything the car has to give, and it has so much to give. It's a wonderful experience. And it's so controllable and balanced and happy, and I'm so pleased after whatever was going on with the hiccups at the start that it came back to its senses and did what it should. Back into the pits at the end of one of the coolest experiences I've had in one of my cars. To drive some laps of Donington in my Ford GT in that kind of company as part of the Hypercar mayhem of SupercarDriver's secret meet. I don't know what else to say. What a fabulous day, and that's just the GT out. What a fabulous, 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 fabulous day. Well, it goes without saying, that was epic. Now, this, as I said, is the 9th circuit that I've driven this car on, and I think I need to explain that a little bit. I've had full track days at Silverstone and at Hockenheim, also at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit and the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I also drove the car at Road Atlanta, at Palm Beach International Raceway, plus at an event at Wies Airport in the north of Germany, and this is a debatable one, but I've driven the Monaco F1 Loop with it, and now Donington Park. 9 different circuits in the one Ford GT, and every time it's amazing. Every single time it is a fantastic experience. It's just a car that feels so light and nimble, but also playful. You know when it wants to let the backside around a little bit, and you know when it's going to have a little bit of fun and dance around on you. But driving it in combination with the other cars here at SupercarDriver's secret meet, and you just look around this car park, has been unreal, to be completely honest. We're in some legendary company, and I never thought I would drive my car giving chase to LaFerraris, F50, F40, Ford GTs. I mean, that's just from another world. If you asked me to like dream of a supercar thing, you just watched it. After we had the parade with all of the legendary 90s supercars, hypercars, and everything else that's been taking part in this, I think I need to watch this video back myself to take it all in, because it's happened so quickly and so much has happened, and there have been so many cars, and I'm sure there are things I haven't even spotted, plus all of the other supercars here, and obviously there are going to be more videos to come from the SCD Secret Meet, so stay tuned for those as well. Don't forget the new shirts that we have in the Cheers by Shmee 50 shop, link for those again down below. That's it for this time from this unbelievable day with SupercarDriver. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support an awful lot. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.